Hello, it's the CBI Community Network Weekend Update. We bring you the weekend update for today. I still remain Juliet Onwumere. A lot has happened within the week. We hear of the slaying of soldiers and generals in the south part of Nigeria. It has been a gruesome act by the community involved in this very civil conflict. We have the Okuma community in the Igele South local government area of the Delta State and the Okoloba community in Ijo, Bayelsa State. Here to talk more on this is Mr. Mustafa, a convener whom we'll be connecting to give us the analysis of how the whole thing happened. And the questions people are asking is why would a peacekeeping mission be held in a war zone? Why not in a neutral place? Is the Delta State government aware of the peacekeeping mission? Why would the military embark on a peacekeeping mission? Why wouldn't the police do such? Let's connect to Mr. Mustafa Mohammed Mustafa to give us the analysis of all that happened.
Thank you, Juliet. I remain Mustafa Muhammad Mustafa. We are looking at the privileged situations in the South, particularly Delta State. And as it happened, the crisis revealing what happened between the Nigerian military that is associated with the youths of Okwama community, which is as a result of what is presented before the general public as an issue between Okulaba and Okwama community. A lot of stories are circulating in the public space, in the print, the electronic, and in the social media. But where we are is a trajectory point where we believe, as we talk to Nigerians, and mostly the Delta communities centered around Ugele and the riverine community across on the other end Bayelsa State, that they should tread with caution as popular opinion is being assessed by the government, and as we push the government to understand that there are critical issues on ground in that red part of the country, which involves a lot of criminal gang trying to outweigh themselves. Questions have come up asking why were the government of Delta State not fully involved in the particular peace mission. The other question again that has not been answered is why will the two communities not be at present while this process was going on? Questions are abound, and in elucidating these questions, there are common problems that have happened before now. When we look back towards the past, assessing what happened in Bayelsa that brought mayhem on the community. But what we are saying here is thorough investigation should be done in Okwama killings. We are not happy as Nigerians, and we are telling Nigerians to be law-abiding, but the narratives are not straight, and we are urging the federal government to do a thorough investigation on the ground that, one, the criminal gangs and criminal elements in the creeks who are professional in sabotaging the Nigeria effort to bringing back sanity in the sales of Nigeria crude oil are at it again. Because if a one party was invited for peace mission or for peace dialogue, we are not sure that is enough. But the government should look at it critically. Who were those civilians that escorted the military down to this very particular place? There are too many questions that are coming up, which we cannot provide answers as civilians. But we can only look at them critically. One, looking at it from this very angle, the Nigerian Army having a senior ranking officer of colonel, lieutenant colonel, two major captain, then including junior ranking officers, all slain in the same very particular negotiation, we who are patriotic Nigerians are not satisfied because it's a common thing that is going across the country. Before 2019, a lot of people make revelation how gangs were brought into Nigeria that are causing problems that we see at the northwest and northeast as bandits, who are also encroaching on the north central as we speak now. So the federal government, the national security agencies should look at it critically through the office of the NSC to see that all these gangs are brought to certain understanding by making them understand that there is a riot act that prevents them from doing what they are doing that is against what the government intends to do that will make the government move forward. I think my simple opinion to this very matter and advice to the government of Nigeria is all gangs in the South should be assembled. The country is not only brought to book, but paradigms should be set for them to follow for peace to be in the Niger Delta.
In tandem with this, the federal government of Nigeria has released 15 names of terrorism financiers. These names include individuals and financial institutions that have been sponsoring terrorism in the country. Let's meet Mr. Mustafa Muhammad, to relate us with this very issue.
In extension, we are looking at issues surrounding the 15 names mentioned relating to the financiers of terrorism in the country. It is good to know that the country is not playing games, and we should tell the federal government of Nigeria not to play games with what they are presently. If you look around the country, these gangs have won elections. They are helping win elections. But we should go away from this very particular narrative. Fine, in every part of the world there are gangs. But the truth about it is, what is the international politics Nigeria is playing? What are those policies Nigeria are bringing about to see that not only Nigeria, but the West Africa sub-region can adapt and help a better growth in Nigeria? 15 names have been mentioned. Most of them are notable Nigerians. How do we hope to cope with them? That is a similar thing that is happening in Delta State or the South. We are calling on the government to frantically raise an eyebrow and create a commission under the office of the NSC to look at it critically. It's not a thing that they will do today and abandon, a thing that will bring a lasting solution to what we are having in the country today. Because the kind of slaughter that is going on in the country under the name of terrorism or whatever name it will go is still on the very same platform. What we are urging the government to do is simply to do a thorough investigation, one, on the Obama issue, then two, on this very issue they have brought to the table. Let every agency that is related, like the ICPC, EFCC, and other areas, to have a common ground and give Nigeria a peace, and that very confident for us to believe in this very present administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I think in my conclusion, Nigerians are very, very patient, and we are urging them to be patient and remain patriotic and have a better contribution to grow a country we can rely upon.
Sir, looking at the names on the 15 list of institutions and individuals assumed to be financing the terrorism going on in the country, we have the person of Tako Mamu, being that he's a great philanthropist, as noted in the country. What would you say about his stand on this very allegation?
Well, if we talk about names that have been mentioned, prominent among them is Toko Mamu. And people see him as a philanthropist. People see him as a juggernaut. People are aware of the role he played in brokering peace to ensure that the abductors of the train attack were released and such negotiations. Then there should be reason for us to ask, what is his allegiance, what is his understanding with this very particular group of people, that he should be a middleman or a negotiator. Then for him to be mentioned, Nigerians should see it from the very perspective. They have bogus accounts. Money come into those accounts and money are going out from those accounts. Then he has been fingered For this allegation, let him clear himself. We are telling the government, whoever is fingered, they should not look back to pick that person. They should not look back to bring the person for interrogation. Where necessary, third people should be brought to book. Sometimes people also move away from mentioning people like Mamu, mentioning a person of a respected cleric like Gomi. A lot of persons are saying, yes, I can vote for myself, but I cannot vote for the next man. There are reasons for from people who will sit down and say, okay, if we want to look at Mamu, we want to look at a person like Gumi as a father. What are we saying? Should Nigeria pick him and bring him and tell him, explain to us what to know about this terrorist? But it's the same thing we are talking about. There are a lot of gangs around Nigeria. What is the way forward? Like we said earlier, the NSA should set up a commission inviting a person like Gumi because of his respect, because of his impacts, because of the input we are expecting him to bring at a patriotic Nigeria. All these things should not be shied away from. He is continuing telling Nigerians, I have answer to this very particular question. I saw it in the news in the last, that is about 2 weeks back, him saying that this very present government should not make the mistake of the past government to negotiate with terrorists. He should be invited. The NSA should invite him. If within his domain of interaction, to invite him, he should be questioned, he should be seriously interrogated for us to know why he is continuing saying that these people should be negotiated with. Then if you want to tell Islam that these people should be negotiated with, the people in government know very well that they have at a point in time used them for good deeds and bad deeds. For revelations, people will tell us how they brought people from the Sahel into the country before 2015 election. Then we also mentioned at a point in time what happened in Odi. The very person who was spearheading that killing, who spearheaded the killing of policemen in Odi before Obasanjo mobilized the military to go into Odi, was a civilian, but a gang leader, popularly known as Zadikan. Zadikan was declared wanted, but under a very serious gunfire, he was able to escape. But what are we saying here? He was as powerful as the state government of Bayelsa State at that very particular time. We know very well that these powerful Nigerians are as powerful as every other powerful Nigerian in the government. Nigeria is suffering. Nigeria is not just suffering because we don't have the wherewithal. It's because we are suffering because of the fear of inability to say that, yes, you have done wrong, come and pay for it. This very criminality should stop. So people like Mamu have been fingered. Let them be picked one by one and be answerable to the authority in this very particular country. As much as we condemn all these things that are happening, we should expect people who are facing the Nigerian army to give that very respect to the Nigeria as a state. For them to have committed that offense, if it's that community or a gang that committed the offense, those people should know that they are going to be brought to book. I will advise the government to deal with them decisively.
Thank you so much, sir, for connecting with us on this weekend update. We hope to do this some other time. We so much appreciate you, sir.
Thank you, Juliet. We are hoping to have a better Nigeria, and we are telling every Nigerian to be patriotic. To be patriotic, to do our best so that we can have a better country. Thank you so much.
This is the much we can tell on today's update. I still remain Juliet Onwumere. Do remember to click on our social media handles showing on your screen till we come your way next time. Bye for now.